Cheetahs, today we're going to be working on characters. Characters. Okay, so let's go ahead and read the question. Daisy can best be described as being A, grumpy, B, cheerful, C, sad, or D, angry. Okay, so let's go ahead and read the story. Okay, read with me, cheetahs. Mr. Kane stepped outside. Oh no, another hot day. He thought. He frowned at the sky and then bent down to pick up the newspaper at his feet. Filled with bad news again, I'm sure, he said. Hi, Mr. Kane, shouted Daisy. Mr. Kane turned and saw her walking her dog. His sore face turned even sourer as he watched her come to his house. He did not like kids. How are you today, Mr. Kane? Daisy smiled brightly as Mr. Kane frowned at her. I came to visit. I brought you some cookies. Mr. Kane looked down at the cookies. I do not like chocolate chip, he grumbled. Okay, so let's go ahead and check on the characters. We're looking for the character. So we're looking for Daisy can best be described as what? As being grumpy, as being cheerful, or as being sad, or as being angry. So what do you think? I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to go ahead and find your answer. So if you pick B, cheerful, that'll be correct. As we can tell, Daisy smiled brightly at Mr. Kane. She is very happy. She's walking her dog, and she seems to be happy. So it will be number B, cheerful. Okay, let's go ahead and read the second story. And the story is called Caden's Problem. We'll go ahead and read the question. At the beginning of the story, Caden is joyful because he wants to play tag at recess. The boys let him play races. He walks slower than the rest, or the playground is empty. Okay, let's go ahead and start reading the story. Read with me. It was recess, and Caden was happy to play tag with other squirrels. He was not fast like the rest. When he got to the playground, they had started playing. Can I join, please? He asked. I don't know, asked Julio, said Min. Julio, can I? Caden asked. Ask someone else, he responded. Hey, Dion, can I play? Ask Sammy, said Dion. They never let Caden play, so he played by himself. Lisa Squirrel saw this, and she decided to help him. Let's play, she said. Sure, but what? I want to play tag with those boys, pointed Lisa. But they never let me play when I asked, Caden responded. Well, stop asking and start playing, Lisa insisted. Lisa ran around with the boys and was tagged. Caden followed, and she tagged him. From then on, Caden never asked for permission to play again. Okay, so we're looking at the beginning of the story. Caden is joyful because why? I'll give you a couple of seconds to find your answer. Okay, so if you picked A, be correct. He wants to play tag at recess. And we can find that answer in the first sentence. It was recess and Caden was happy to play tag with his other squirrels. Okay, great job, cheetahs. All third one. Okay. So the question is, why is the big kid sad? We have A, he did not want to be nice to Herbert. B, he wanted to read the book he found. C, he wanted to steal the book from Clara. Or D, he wanted Herbert to teach him how to read. Okay, so let's go ahead and read the story. One day, Clara walked to the park. Suddenly, she heard noise coming from a bush. It was a boy. He was crying. "Are you okay?" Clara asked politely. The boy nodded. "My name is Herbert. I was going to the park. A big kid took my book." Clara and Herbert walked to the park. A little later, Herbert pointed to the boy who took the book. "Excuse me," Clara asked. "Did you take a book from this boy?" "I found it on the ground," said the boy. "It is a neat book." "It is not yours," Herbert said. "It's my book, and I will like it back." The big kid looked sad. "I'm sorry. I did not know it was yours. I'm Harry." "You can borrow the book if you like," said Herbert. "Thank you," said Harry happily. They played in the park the rest of the day. Okay, so why is the big kid sad? Okay, I'll give you a couple of seconds to go ahead and look for your answer. Okay, so if you picked B, it'd be correct. He wanted to read the book he found. The big kid was sad because he wanted to read the book. So when Herbert told him it was his book, he became sad. All right, let's work on the fourth one. Okay, the question is, at the end of the selection, the reader can tell Benny's mom is A, jealous of Benny, B, bored with Benny, C, mad at Benny, or D, proud of Benny. Okay, let's start reading. Benny had seen the big kids riding skateboards. Now he wanted one. His mom would not buy him a skateboard. She said it cost too much money. Benny decided to buy himself a skateboard. He did not tell his mom. She wouldn't decide skateboards were not safe. He did chores for the neighbors. At first, they looked at him strangely. They could not believe a little kid was mowing lawns and raking leaves. By doing these chores, he earned money for a skateboard. One day, he asked his mom to take him to the mall. He did not tell her why he wanted to go. She knew her birthday was coming up, so she did not ask questions. When Benny showed up at the food court with a new skateboard, she was surprised. She said, "Well, you earned it. Most kids your age would have given up. I'm glad you did not." Okay, so we're going to be looking for, at the end of the selection, the reader can tell Benny's mom is, you have A, B, C, or D. Okay, so if you pick D, proud of Benny, be correct. Benny's mom is proud of him because he did not give up. He started working and earned his own money to buy his skateboard. All right, let's work on the last one. Let's see. Okay, this one is story 1 and story 2. So we have 2 stories. So let's go ahead and read the question. In the story about Lincoln and the little girl, why is the little girl happy at the end? Okay, so let's go ahead and read both stories. First story is the peacock and the turtle. And read with me. A peacock and a turtle were friends. The peacock lived in a tree. The turtle lived in a river. One day a man caught the peacock. The peacock asked the man if he could say goodbye to his friend. The man took him to see the turtle. The turtle asked the man, "If I give you a beautiful gift, will you let my friend go?" "Okay," said the man. The turtle gave the man's pearl. The man let the peacock go. Okay, so story number 2. Lincoln and the Little Girl. One day, Abraham Lincoln saw a little girl who was crying. He asked the little girl what was wrong. She said she had to catch a train, but the wagon had not come to pick her up. You don't need to let that trouble you," Lincoln said. "Just come with me and I will make it all right." He held the little girl's hand and walked her to the train station. He put her on the train and sent her away with a happy heart. Okay, so the question is, in the story about Lincoln and the little girl, why is the little girl happy at the end? I'll give you a few seconds to go ahead and search for the answer. Okay, so if you picked D, be correct. Lincoln helped her get to the train. On the last sentence, you can tell that the little girl was happy because Abraham Lincoln took her to the station. She got into the train and sent her away, and her happy heart was happy. Okay, great job, cheetahs.